Your city, your news. From the campus of the University of Nebraska at Omaha, this is the Omaha News. Brought to you by the students in the College of Communication, Fine Arts, and Media.
The Omaha City primary is less than a month away. An update on some of the candidates is straight ahead.
Also happening locally this hour, construction is on the rise in various areas of the metro. The details are coming up. Good afternoon, I'm Amy Pfeiffer.
And thanks for joining us, I'm Carrie Zahm. Before we get to those stories, we have breaking news to report. 2 people were shot at about 2 o'clock this afternoon at a convenience store near 42nd and Ames.
Both were taken to Creighton University Medical Center in extremely critical condition. No other details are available at this time.
A half-mile stretch on 132nd Street will be closed for the next 2 months due to construction. Local commuters will be left to find different routes to navigate West Omaha or access businesses located directly off of 132nd Street.
Will lack of accessibility have an adverse effect on area businesses' income? Reporting live from 132nd Street, Christina Engdahl has more. Christina?
Thanks, Amy and Carrie. As you can see, the construction process here on 132nd and Blondo is well underway. After all is said and done, the stretch of 132nd between Maple and Blondo will be widened into a 5-lane road. However, it will take several months before this project is complete, meaning that customers wishing to access businesses along 132nd will be forced to find alternative entrances.
The business entrances that were once right off of 132nd Street now lie behind construction barricades. As the widening process begins, many area businesses are left wondering if the inconvenience will affect their clientele. Head chef of Bianco, Enzo Zerlo, says that while traffic has slowed down on 132nd, he's not sure if business will follow.
It's really hard to judge right now. It's only a week into the construction, and I definitely can see the traffic is a lot less than it used to be. But as far as business goes, it's too early to tell right now.
132nd Street sees especially heavy traffic during the Cox Classic. Bob Horgan of Champions Run doesn't believe the construction will sway 2009 attendance.
On the Classic itself, we think that it will be a very minimal slowdown in traffic. 90% of the spectators come from bus or van from other surrounding parking lots, and they're shuttled in. So whether they're shuttled in from 132nd or shuttled in from 144th, it will be a minor inconvenience.
Most businesses report lack of concern because this particular stretch of 132nd is primarily residential. As a matter of fact, most agree that the widening will be beneficial.
I definitely think it's necessary. I mean, just being here, we're here 2.5 years now, and I definitely see a lot more traffic going down the street, and it does tend to get backed up pretty bad. No one likes to sit in traffic, and I think, just being that it's going to open it up a little bit, it'll be worth it.
It's estimated that the 132nd Street project will be complete by about April 25th, meaning that the second half will commence around June or July, putting 132nd Street now at Maple out of commission. Whether the coming year affects area businesses remains to be seen. As for now, businesses such as Bianco's or Champions Run hope that customers' loyalty will keep their business afloat despite the inconvenience. For the Omaha News, I'm Christina Engdahl.
Thanks, Christina. Even though 132nd Street will be closed for the next few months, there are still several means to access businesses right off of Maple Street.
Otherwise, detours around the construction are clearly marked. If this stretch of 132nd Street is a part of your daily routine, to avoid being late, give yourself extra time to navigate around construction. Drivers had a surprise Friday night, March 6th, driving on Dodge Street. A major road artery in Omaha suffered a huge gash on Friday night, March 6th. A water main broke at 62nd and Dodge that has been affecting traffic all week. Initially, the damages disrupted water supply at the Milo Bale Student Center Friday night. Officials say the center lane will be closed for the rest of the week for repairs and repaving on the street. This has caused some disruption on the northeast side of the campus for UNO commuters.
I think traffic is kind of same, but see that there's just one lane is open out there, so that's why it's taking more time for the traffic to pass.
Prepared and leave early.
Omaha police have issued an arrest warrant for High R. Arteaga Lomelli for the murder of Timothy Potts and for the assault of Mario Beltran Rodriguez. Anyone with information is asked to call the homicide unit at 444-5656 or contact Crime Stoppers at 444-STOP. That's 444-7867.
With the primaries coming up in April, the candidates for District 1 City Council are getting their campaigns ready. Stephanie Bachman kicks off our 2009 Omaha City election coverage.
Pete Festerson and Sharon Chavala are the only two candidates running for District 1 Omaha City Council. District 1 runs from 104th Plaza to North 14th Avenue and from Dodge Street to Hummel Road. Both Festerson and Chavala have plans to stop the rising crime rate in the city of Omaha. Pete Festerson's campaign slogan is keeping our neighborhoods safe and strong.
When it comes to crime, we're talking about more police officers on the street. I think that's important as we think about community policing and how that can work in our neighborhood business districts. We need to get tougher on guns and crime and gangs, illegal guns, and get those off our streets.
Festerson also plans on rebuilding the areas of Florence, Benson, and Dundee to draw a crowd and help the local businesses. Sharon Chavala has seen the crime in her own neighborhood increase and wants to do something about it.
Well, the crime and the violence, I think that we need to get our police force up to the maximum that it should be. We're about 110 police officers short on that, and we have a new recruit that's coming through.
She plans on knocking on a lot of doors to find out what voters think are important issues. While both candidates are taking a stand against crime in neighborhoods like these, they both have a financial plan for these hard economic times. For the Omaha News, I'm Stephanie Bachman.
For more information on the primaries or the candidates, go to votedouglascounty.com. The Omaha News will cover the city primary election on Tuesday, April 7th. Join us starting at 8 p.m. for live coverage.
District 3 covers a wide area in Midtown and includes 6 candidates who are competing for your vote. As Jake Buckingham explains, all candidates share one thing in common.
3 young teenagers were shot in the early morning hours back in January. It's a problem Omaha has been facing for many years. It's something all District 3 candidates want to address. District 3 runs north from Center Street to Cummings Street and east from 72nd Street through Midtown. It's a large district filled with a number of candidates running for the seat. Crystal Rhodes is a Democrat. She's the Assistant Executive Director for the Neighborhood Center. She says she wants to help provide more services and after-school programs for Omaha's youth.
What we need to do is really make sure that we're targeting that population, that they're supervised by caring adults, that they have good programs that they can participate in to kind of keep them out of trouble and help stem some of that problem.
Brian Busher is a Republican. He's an attorney and former prosecutor. He's also the president of the Hanscom Neighborhood Park Association. He believes crime needs to be addressed by cracking down on repeat offenders.
In my view, in handling the crime issue, we really have to focus on the repeat offenders. There were times when I was prosecuting that people would be convicted of crimes 3, 4, or 5 times. And when they've been convicted 3, 4, or 5 times, those folks are more likely to be offenders again.
Chris Jerem is a Democrat. He served as president of the Morton Middles Neighborhood Association and has also served for many years on the Omaha Zoning Board of Appeals. He wants more police on the streets.
And the number one thing we can do about it is bring the police force back up to its authorized strength limit. We're now over 60 officers below where we're supposed to be, so the precious few police that we have are more of a reactionary force rather than a patrolling and intervention and deterrent force.
Jim Farrow is a Democrat. He's the president of the Midtown Neighborhood Alliance and a member of the board of directors for Destination Midtown. He believes education is key to confronting crime.
It really goes back to education and how can we get into the schools and maybe help some of the young kids understand what the issue is and what they're causing by grabbing that can of paint and just spraying paint on property, personal property, and doing the damage they're doing. We don't feel there's enough connection between those two that they understand what is the outcome.
And that outcome is something all District 3 candidates are concerned about. Crystal Rose wants to provide more after-school programs and services for Omaha's youth. Brian Busher wants to address crime through repeat offenders. Chris Jerem wants more police officers on the streets. And Jim Farrow wants to educate Omaha's youth about the consequences of crime. They're all solutions and reasons for why each candidate wants your vote this April. For the Omaha News, I'm Jake Buckingham.
The other 2 candidates running for District 3 are Steve Cross and Chip Maxwell. Cross is a Republican and is a member of the Leavenworth Neighborhood Association. Chip Maxwell is also a Republican. He's a former Douglas County board member. Both candidates could not be reached for comments.
District 6 is home to one of many competitive city council races this election season, and despite a lack of opposition surrounding the upcoming primaries, the race is already heating up. Matt Santamaria has more.
With the April primaries fast approaching, many Omaha natives will be keeping a watchful eye on which names make it to the election ballot. For the two District 6 candidates, that's not an issue. The lack of opposition means both will advance to the May elections unopposed, but that doesn't mean they aren't fast at work to make their case for city councilman. The incumbent is Dr. Franklin Thompson. He's an associate professor at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, and he thinks his 2 terms in office make him an ideal candidate.
I'm the best man because I have the experience. I also am good for the city in terms of civility, working across party lines.
His opposition comes from 62-year-old Walt Peffer, a senior sales associate for J.P. Morgan, and he thinks it's time for change.
I'll bring transparency back. I'll work hard to represent the people, and I have the background and experience to be an effective city councilman.
Peffer's official website, www.waltpeffer.com, already donned a news story that claims to catch the current city councilman in a lie, something that Thompson himself hasn't ignored.
You'll see me never once in the next couple of months. You'll never see me run a dirty campaign, even if others decide to do so.
If you're not yet registered to vote, you can do so here at the City Council headquarters located just off of 18th and Farnham. Or just go online to www.votedouglascounty.com. For the Omaha News, I'm Matt Santamaria.
No public debates are currently scheduled between the 2 candidates, though they both say they would be interested if the right setting arose. The primaries for all city council races are April 7th.
John Holtum, known by most people as Dr. John, has been causing controversy for years due to his lingerie boutiques and his multiple arrests. But recently, Holtum has been raising controversy in Lincoln for a different reason. Ashley Gress has the story.
John Holtman is known around Nebraska as the owner of the erotic adults-only store Dr. John's. But this year, Holtman wants a new title. He wants to be known as a Lincoln City Councilman.
Always been into politics.
Holtman's love for politics has prompted him to run for city council, but his felony record has brought his eligibility into question.
I read the law. It said if you have a felony after 2 years, your rights are to vote are reestablished. And it clearly states that I can run for this office if I can vote.
People have questioned whether Holtman is eligible to run for city council due to his felony arrest. But Holtman states that once he was allowed to vote, he could run for city council.
But David Shively, the Lancaster County Election Commissioner, says the law just isn't that simple.
Basically says that anyone cannot hold office if they have a felony conviction unless that felony conviction has been expunged or his entire civil rights have been restored.
So now they're trying to dig up stuff and try and keep me from running. What are they afraid of? Let the people vote. If the people don't want me to be in office, I won't be in office.
2 Lincoln business owners question whether Holtman might have a shot at winning the election.
I just think what he stands for, I don't think is gonna bode well for a conservative community like Lincoln. But there's a lot of college students here, and they might think it's funny if Dr. John got elected to the city council. So you never know.
I don't think anybody's liberal enough to vote for him just by looking at his name and making a check mark.
The Lancaster County Election Commission office is currently investigating whether Holtman is eligible to run for office and should have an answer by the end of the week. For the Omaha News, I'm Ashley Gress.
Right now, there are 11 candidates for the 3 city council seats in Lincoln. The primary election will be held on Tuesday, April 7th, where the candidates will be narrowed down to 6. The city general election will be held May 6th.
Taking a look at the stock market on this Wednesday afternoon, the Dow is down 12.5 points, the NASDAQ is up almost 8.5 points, and the S&P is up 0.90 points.
The unemployment rate in Nebraska is still going up with a 4% increase from January. 991,000 people make up the labor force for our state.
In January, 43,000 of those people were unemployed. When we return, we'll show you how some people are getting jobs to avoid being another statistic. You're watching the Omaha News on the Knowledge Network.
UNO Television,
Students work with professionals who have all kinds of experience in the industry.
Lights, camera, action. Literally.
Get paid while you learn more about the TV business.
Work on all kinds of productions.
My friends who worked on TV crew last semester are now working part-time at local stations.
Working on TV crew is a great experience.
UNO Television. Student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
The economy doesn't seem to be letting up, and many are wondering how they can tread water just to make it.
Starting this month, Verizon Wireless is handing down a new fee to all its customers. Chase Moffitt is live in the newsroom giving us more details on how much we might have to fork out. Chase?
Thanks, Amy and Carrie. The Verizon Wireless is making its customers foot the bill for city-imposed fees, the first of which is called an occupational surcharge, and it's popping up all over cell phone bills all across eastern Nebraska. Customers were sent a note such as this attached to their bills starting in January. This note explains what these charges are and how much they are going to cost to each customer. Papillion's occupational surcharge fee is 5%. Mayor James Blinn explains.
Basically, it's an occupation tax that is used that we collect on all phones in the city of Papillion.
A tax that Josh Pryor, fellow Papillion citizen and Verizon Wireless user, finds hard to swallow.
Well, I don't know. I think that's kind of ridiculous.
A clear give and take between businesses and city government.
In January of 2007, we did a clarification so that the cell phone providers knew how the law should be applied.
Verizon Wireless chose then to reflect these taxes within the Verizon Wireless surcharge section of the bill, pulling out of the pockets of its customers.
And so if they determine they want to pass it along, that's up to them.
Clearly they have. Meanwhile, Josh Pryor is wondering how this will affect his budget.
But I just have to make sure I budget out because it's like $400 a month that goes out the door.
The fact that Verizon is just now implementing the issue is really a Verizon issue more than a City of Papillion issue.
As the city tries to grow and become successful, it must not forget those who are trying to invest back.
Like with the economy the way it is, I want something sure and I don't have to worry about money.
But it's money on everyone's minds these days, especially those feeling the brunt of Verizon's fees. Now Mayor Blinn tells me there are 7 cell phone towers located within the city limits of Papillion. But however, there is a handful located on the one of two of the water towers within Papillion that are being used, and Mayor Blinn's saying that he likes to use the idea known as co-locating, which essentially it is different companies using the same tower. And the idea of this is essentially to grow revenue for the consumers and, more importantly, less money out of their pocket.
Chase, can you tell us exactly why the city had to clarify this law?
Yes, Carrie. In fact, Papillion actually clarified the law in January of 2007 simply because the taxes were not being received as they were required by law. Basically, Carrie, what was happening was these companies were charging their customers, but they were not returning the fees back to the city. Reporting live for the Omaha News, I'm Chase Moffitt.
Thanks, Chase. If you have any complaints about your Verizon phone bill, it is recommended you log on to VerizonWireless.com.
Other cities implementing the occupational surcharge fee would include Lincoln, Alliance, Columbus, and Seward. With layoffs increasing and stocks continuing to drop, many people are looking for a temporary solution for the job problem. Omaha News reporter Bill Dixon has more.
Although snow continues to fall in the heartland, many students and seniors are starting to think about graduation. But with a bad economy, the job market isn't as vibrant as it once was.
Obviously, that has a lot of students and alumni in a lot of panic.
Michelle Perrone is the director of the Career Center here at UNO. But as full-time jobs diminish, temp agency employment is going up. Manpower Incorporated is at North 98th Street near the Westroads Mall. Manpower is a temporary employment agency. Their employment ranges from forklift operators to mortgage loan officers.
Yeah, spike in employment, no, not really. What we have seen is a lot more candidates coming in to apply for work.
Dan Bergman is the branch manager of Manpower. While some companies are cutting back on employees, they may be using temps to fill positions.
A lot of folks coming in today will say, you know what, I just need to work, and they're saying, I'll do whatever you have available.
If you need a job, Dan Bergman's advice is,
you know what, I would recommend everybody, if you're really looking for work and serious about it, to contact as many of the temp agencies as you can, because you really don't know what they have available.
For the Omaha News, I'm Bill Dixon.
Those looking for a job can call Manpower Incorporated at 397-5455.
With our tough economic times, it's hard to find fun and safe activities that fit into our budgets.
When we return, we'll give you an update on a special landmark downtown. You're watching the Omaha News on the Knowledge Network.
Hi, I'm Meshach Taylor, actor and public television supporter, encouraging you to become a fan of UNO Television. Located on the University of Nebraska at Omaha campus, UNO Television is a unit of the College of Communication, Fine Arts, and Media. Student crew members are trained and placed in broadcasting positions that give them real-world experience. Many students move seamlessly into jobs within the local television market. UNO Television, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
Breathtaking, electrifying, inspiring. Award-winning documentaries produced by UNO Television offer you a window on the history of Omaha and the world. Beginning with the acclaimed 2-hour documentary on the history of Omaha, If These Walls Could Speak, UNO Television has developed a reputation for producing high-quality programs that explore, educate, and enlighten. These outstanding productions can be part of your home video collection. For information about purchasing VHS or DVD copies, call 554-2516 or visit our website at unotv.unomaha.edu.
In our tough economic times, it is nice to find things to do that are inexpensive. Destination Downtown is where Laura Goodburn is taking us.
After 2 years of construction, the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge was completed 2 months ahead of schedule in September 2008. The 3,000-foot, $22 million bridge is curved to represent the meandering Missouri River. The ultimate goal of this bridge is
connect the two states. This would be the first pedestrian bridge that connects two states.
The unique architecture of the bridge has made it
a destination place where people come from all over just to go on the bridge and enjoy the river.
Brittany Saylor and her family came down to the bridge because
it was nice out, so we thought we'd come enjoy the day.
It has been 6 months since the bridge has opened.
Although there are no posted rules as of yet for the bridge, skateboards and any motorized vehicles are prohibited.
Things you can do on the bridge are
walking, biking, rollerblading.
Rules and regulations will be posted in the spring.
The rules will basically say that walkers should walk to the right and bikers should pass on the left, just like on the trail.
The development of the bridge area is not complete. On the Omaha side of the bridge, there will be a new attraction.
Where kids can come during the day and just run through the water, and the water be going on all the time.
Whether you are using the bridge for exercise or enjoyment, the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge is a sight to be seen. For the Omaha News, I'm Laura Goodburn.
If you haven't seen the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge at night, you'll have to experience its spectacular beauty the next time you're downtown. With another new addition to the area, you might want to check out the bridge this summer.
The University of Nebraska-Omaha has several exhibits on campus every year.
What's new at UNO is coming up. We'll take you inside a world of imagination when we come back. You're watching the Omaha News on the Knowledge Network.
Only one program has remained dedicated to examining all the information on issues that really matter to Nebraskans. Watch Consider This, a program produced by UNO Television to give you more information than your typical newscast.
UNO is holding its annual student art exhibition. The exhibit houses an array of artwork that demonstrates students' abilities. Danny O'Connell has more.
Located in the Weber Fine Arts Building on the campus of UNO, the Student Art Exhibition is a great way for students like Sean Bennock to show their skills.
This is the first time I've actually been able to participate in the student art show. I do a lot of digital work traditionally, and then I decided to go into and do kind of a Sharpie pen drawing, like a 4x6 foot drawing, kind of a collage blend of photo imagery.
A wide range of works from paintings to sculptures make up the exhibit. So how do these works get from the drawing board to the gallery itself?
Any student of UNO is welcome to enter their work, and a juror selects the pieces that he feels make a best show.
The art gallery wants to remain diverse to appeal to different viewpoints.
Our intention is to provide examples of a lot of varieties of skill level. So there are pieces from freshmen or pieces from seniors. Just a wide variety of skill levels.
I see a lot more quality work that you want to really contemplate on more than any other semester I've seen so far.
The art gallery doesn't come up short on quality or variety. It just goes to show that even though they're students, they're still very talented. For the Omaha News, I'm Danny O'Connell.
The exhibition is presented by the UNO Department of Art and Art History. It runs through April 3rd and is free, handicap accessible, and open to the public. The art gallery is open Tuesday through Friday from noon to 4 p.m.
Spring break for UNO is fast approaching. As a result, the Omaha News will be back on March 25th.
Next time, we'll show you how to get yard ready for the spring season. And as a reminder, you can catch web extras on our website, theomahanews.com.
And for all of us here at the Omaha News, thanks for watching and have a good evening.
Take a look at UNO and you'll find a school that can pretty much be everything to everyone. We have that big city feel and a sense of community that creates a close, friendly campus. Our professors and resources contribute to our great reputation in the city and the region. So whether you're just starting out, transferring, earning a degree online, or choosing a new path in life, you'll be able to find what you want.
If your days get out of control, reset your attitude by setting your radio to KVNO, Classical 90.7. Discover your own personal oasis of serenity on KVNO, Classical 90.7.